Hello and welcome to our next session in this series of Google Sites. I'm going to start by hitting up over here on the left-hand side. Some of these delightful features only appear when you are near them. So for example, the trash can for the header only appears when I'm on the header. Likewise, when I'm up in this top left corner, you'll notice that the gear only appears when I am resting in this region. I'm going to click on the gear over here on the left-hand side. When I click on that, I have a settings panel that allows me to change some of the settings specifically for the header and some ancillary tools as well. You'll notice that navigation is illuminated. Therefore, all of the items over here on the right-hand side are specific to navigation. Let me model what this looks like. Right here, my mode is on the top. That means that all of these selection tools, so that my user can get to each individual page inside of my website, is resting at the top. If you would prefer that those features appear on the side, you can choose right here and select side. You'll notice that all of them located along the top have essentially disappeared. Well, it looks like they've disappeared, but they are tucked away over here in what I affectionately call a stack of pancakes. It might look like a hamburger to you, it might look like a stack of tortillas to you, but these three lines right here indicate that the choices for pages are now resting inside of that specific tool. If you do not want your page options, your page gallery, your page menu to appear over there on the left-hand side tucked away in the stack of pancakes, you can change that feature back. Let me choose the gear yet again, and then over here inside of the navigation panel where it says mode, instead of choosing side, I'm going to choose top. And when I do that, you'll notice that they all reappear over here on the right-hand side. I also have the ability to make a few adjustments to what that looks like. If I want I'll use the word band, okay, a long rectangle along the top. If I want that band of information to appear in a transparent fashion so that the original image appears through it, then I'm going to leave it on transparent. That's what the default is. However, if I want it to stand out a little bit more and I want that band, you'll notice how it appears white now. If I want that band to appear white or black, I can choose either of those features. For you, in your opinion, you might think it's vivid, it stands out, it's bold. I want it to be that way for my audience. However, if you do not want a portion of that original image to disappear, then you might choose a transparent. Another situation that may pop up that could inspire you to change the color of that top band area would be the image that you are working with. If the header image that I chose was very dark in color, well then all of these dark letters would not appear in a contrasting fashion on top of that dark background. So based on your design and what you want to achieve, go ahead and choose the one that best fits your design. There are other features over here on the left. I am not planning to talk specifically about each of these, but you're more than welcome to explore them. In my opinion, these are somewhat advanced features. My only objective was to show you the one at the top, but you are more than welcome to explore these. If at any point in time you make a change to your website and you are, oh my word, dissatisfied with that, you can always come up to the undo button to undo any of those changes that you executed in that space as you were exploring. The next detail that I want to talk about is specifically publishing your website. And then beyond that, I also want to talk about making adjustments to your published website. Let me talk about the feature that allows you to share your website with another editor. I'm going to come right up here to the silhouette that has the plus symbol next to it. And when I click the silhouette with the plus symbol, this gives me the power to choose other co-editors. For example, if it's the English department or the math department or all of third grade, you may want other individuals to have the same power that you do to make adjustments to the website. In this space right here, you would choose a singular name or multiple names. What you're doing when you choose this is that you are potentially granting them editing rights. You want to give them the ability to make adjustments to this specific website. Let me type in the name of someone in my organization. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on that individual. And over here on the right-hand side where it says editor, I can make choices. I can say that this individual is a viewer of my published website, or this particular individual has editing right. If I want a second or a third person to appear in this region, then I can choose other individuals from my organization in this space. Once I've made that selection, I can type in a message right here. Once I've typed in that message, the message, quite frankly, is irrelevant. You can either type a message in there or leave it blank. And then once you are finished in this space, you would choose the send button right here. If you are unfamiliar with what editors have permission to do, go ahead and click on the gear right here. If you wish to rein back or relinquish some editing rights, you can utilize this space over here. Simply untick the box right here, and your editors will not have permission to utilize these features. It is still collaborative in nature, but you would have the senior ranking rights to publish any of those suggestions. I'm going to choose the arrow right here to go back, and then feel free to click the send button when you are satisfied with the choices you have made here. Let's pretend that I am ready to publish my website. I was able to go in and make some adjustments to different pages. Inside the key learning tools, I added content to math. I also added content to ELA, and I also added content to computer science. So I've got some details that are filled in into each of those spaces, and I'm modeling what some of those might look like. So we have title, text, video, and as I scroll down, it repeats that same pattern with more title, text, and video. I scroll back up to the top. I threw in some filler information for contact. And then inside the About Me, normally I include an actual picture of myself, but it's just filler at this point. Let's pretend that I'm ready to publish my website. Right over here where it says Publish, I'm going to click the Publish button. After I click Publish, you might have auto-filled information into this web address. It may take something related to the title that you originally infused up here and then fill it in for you here. You can override that information by choosing something different, and you can erase this information and put something in there that you choose. However, you must have something in this space. The website will always be this long in addition to whatever you type into the box. So sites.google.com / followed by the domain of your organization / followed by the name of your actual website that you have chosen. So maybe for Mrs. Henry, I would like to take the dash out because there was a dash in there previously, and maybe I just felt that was slightly cumbersome. It is not case sensitive, so going in and putting in capital letters in there doesn't help your situation at all. So all lowercase letters is just fine. On the right hand side, you'll notice how there's a check mark that lets me know that this is satisfactory and it's not being used anywhere else within my organization. So I can use this. If it were a duplicate, then that would not be feasible. I would have to choose something else. Right here it says, who can view my website? This is where we will release the visibility to the world. And I know I keep using the word world. I hope that doesn't make you nervous. But I'm basically just suggesting that the people in your community cannot see it unless you release it to them. When they're at home or on their cell phone and they're searching for your resource, they need to be able to access it because they're technically not a part of your organization. I'm going to click right here where it says manage, and this is where I'm going to change the visibility for the links. So I'm going to choose change right down here. Right now it is in draft mode and it's currently restricted. This is the default that it always goes to at the very beginning. You'll notice that there are two items to choose from. There's draft, and then in addition to draft, it also gives you the power to make adjustments to the published site. When it comes to the draft, really no one should see the draft. You only want the published site to be available to the public. So in this region, only choose the bottom of the two and then release your published website to the public. And what happens is that in that lower region where it's only available to my organization, it's now visible by the public. When I am satisfied with this decision, I'm going to click Done right here. And then there's one more safety mechanism at play. I still have to click the Publish button right here in order for it to appear so that everybody else can see it. So I'm going to click Publish. And then right down here, it says your site has been published successfully. If you want to verify at this point to make sure that your website's actually going to work, go ahead and click on the chain right here. And then your entire web address will appear here. I'm going to copy link. I'm going to open up a guest window. I'm going to come over here and click on my profile and then click guest. You'll notice right up here that it says guest. So anything that it identifies me, my password, my organization, all of those special things have now been omitted for just a short period of time. I'm going to paste the link in here just to make sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that when my parents go to this specific website or my students, they can access this. I'm going to press enter on the keyboard. I'm going to give it just a few seconds to buffer, and voila, the website is functioning properly. And the web link that I grabbed earlier was the About Me page link because that's the one that I was on. If I had been on Home previously, that's the link that I would have grabbed. And then I can come in here to verify. Can parents and students see the information? Let me click on Newsletter, just to make sure that the newsletter is accessible to all. And once it buffers, you'll notice that the newsletter is available. I mentioned this in video 4 to open up a guest tab to verify beyond a shadow of a doubt that the newsletter is accessible to everyone. And then right here, this is what that looks like as well. So you can easily scoot through. You can even practice using that search button if you want to. So if your parents aren't sure where all the math content is, you can type math in and then they can be redirected to that website by clicking right here. So I am satisfied, everything's functioning properly. I'm gonna close this right up here. I'm gonna close it, and then here I am back in my editing space. Now let's pretend that I have discovered that there is a typo on my website. It is absolutely acceptable for you to come in here and edit your website as often as you would like to. When you have found that there is something that you would like to adjust, edit, or delete, go ahead and make any of those changes. Let me head over into computer science, and for the purpose of display, I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom and I'm going to delete an entire section. So let me scoot all the way over to the left. I'm going to click the trash can one time. And now I am satisfied that I have made that change, and I would like to publish my website with this new revision. Right over here there is an arrow, and the arrow gives you publishing options. You can even unpublish your website. If you, oh my word, I really don't think my website is ready for the world. You can always come in here and unpublish it. So don't be concerned, you can change your mind later. Now, I am going to click right here where it says Publish, and when I click Publish, it's going to give me an opportunity to look at the draft, the revision I just made, and it's going to give me an opportunity to see what the world can see because that was the published website 10 minutes ago. I can scroll up and down, left and right to evaluate, do I want to leave it the way that it was, or do I really like my revisions? Any of your revisions will not be accessible to your community until you click the Publish button. It is only when you click the Publish button that your community will see any of those in-between revisions. On Thursday, if you make 12 changes and then you step away from Google Sites and you do not click the Publish button, your community will not see those changes. Please make sure that anytime you would like your community to see any of those changes, you must click the Publish button. If I want to disengage from this and I'm like, oh, you know what? I've got a couple more changes I want to make. You can scoot over here to the left arrow and scoot back to the editing space in order to make additional revisions and then publish your site based on those new adjusted revisions. If you are dissatisfied at how small these are, you can choose the little broken square right here to see a larger version of the draft or the currently published version. I know I've said it before. One last time, please click Publish when you are fully satisfied with your revisions. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. Have a great day.